Hello, I'm going to show you a quick demo of how to use the Enzuzo Compliance Suite for small and medium-sized businesses. We recommend that you create a free account and go to the compliance checklist on the left-hand nav. This will start by asking you a few questions about your business so that you can then determine what type of compliance features you will need for your business. I'm here in the compliance checklist and I'm going to select that my business is a website. I can also select e-commerce, a mobile app, a SaaS product, online marketplace, or agency. Now I've selected a website and I would like to have a website for 2 domains, and I would like it to be compliant to privacy laws in Canada and the United States, as well as the European Union. I'm going to select that I have between 10,000 and 100,000 contacts in my CRM. That simply tells us, roughly how much customer data a business has. And then I'm going to answer this question about data subject access requests. And this question is about, does your business get requests from users or customers to delete their data, or information requests about what data you may have on them? If I'm getting some of these requests from customers, say from the email on my privacy policy, I would click yes, otherwise no. And I'm now going to press finish, and I can see that my compliance checklist is recommending that I implement the following compliance features on my website: a privacy policy, a terms of service, cookie consent solution, and a data request form. And it is recommending the growth plan at $29 per month. So why we need some of these things? A privacy policy is there on a website to simply tell your users what type of personal information you collect and how you plan to use it. The terms of service is a legal contract between your website visitors or users and the website owner, and it governs things like who owns the content on the website, how content can be used, whether reviews can be posted, and whether there's any payment services on the website and how that is controlled. The cookie consent solution, which is required under some jurisdictions like the European Union and California, is there, and the data request form is used to allow users to fill out their information and make data requests. So we're going to go ahead now and configure the first feature, which is our privacy policy. So I'm going to simply select configure. Again, I'm going to answer a few questions about my business within the privacy policy, and for example, the name and address of my business, and a number of more details. I'm going to be able to design my privacy policy, so select whether I can show it open or closed, whether different design and style guidelines. If there's any further customization, we can enter some custom CSS code, and then once my policy is configured and designed, I can add it to the website, and we recommend that all policies are added as hosted policies, which is copying this Java code and adding it to the HTML inside your site. This allows us to keep your policy up to date as new laws and regulations change, and whenever you update your questionnaire about how you collect data and what data you collect, it will be automatically reflected on your website. There's installation restrictions for most of the popular website builders, and you can follow those and get the policy installed. Once the privacy policy is installed, I can go back to the compliance checklist, and I can repeat that process with the terms of service as well, and any other policies that may be recommended by our configurator. And again, with the terms of service, it's going to look very much the same. There's a questionnaire that needs to be filled out, and then the design can be customized, and then there's instructions on how to add it to the website. In addition to that, we had a recommendation of a cookie consent solution. For a cookie consent, we're simply going to select how we want our cookie consent banner to look. So we can go into, for example, our design options, and perhaps we don't like this bottom center configuration, so we may want a card on the bottom left, or we may want a card on the bottom right. We may choose some different colors and some different configuration options, for example, removing some buttons and customizing some of the text. And once we're happy with our configuration and design of the cookie banner, we can configure the services that we want to categorize and of course block in some cases, and also configure the behavior of the cookie banner. And again, once that's all complete, we can go to our add to website selection and then load the cookie banner to our website and make sure it all works. Just keeping in mind that every time you load a cookie banner on a website, the second time you go and see it, it will not pop up. So you have to clear your cache and sort of reset your browser. Also, if you've selected that your cookie banner only appear in a certain region, like the European Union, you will have to VPN from a European VPN through to the website to actually see it. Otherwise, it will not show up. So that is a high-level overview of how to configure our policies and our cookie banner. Now, the next part, we're going to go back to our checklist and see that we've talked about the privacy policy, the terms of service, the cookie consent. The last part is the data request form. We will see that at the bottom of the privacy policy, there is an ability for your users to make a data request. So they can click this button and it'll pop up a form to have them make a data request instead of emailing, say, to an email address such as privacy@company.com. In addition to that, there is the option to have a data request form that is a separate page on your site, and users can submit requests such as delete all my personal data, get a copy of my personal data, request that we do not sell or share your data, or unsubscribe from all communications. Those are just some of the requests that you can configure. This form is available as a generic multi-regulation form, or there's a CCPA do not sell version of the form that is also available. And once this form is loaded on your website, your users will be able to submit data requests. And once the data requests are submitted, they will show up in this inbox. And in this inbox, you will see that the users are grouped by the region which they're requesting from. We will tell you which law applies to them and how many days you have to complete the request. For example, California users, you have 45 days. For European users, you have 30 days to complete these requests. All workflow is managed from this request inbox, including communication to the user to let them know that you've completed a request. And there's some compliance reporting and transaction logs that are available. In case there's a legal challenge in court, you have the data to back the backup that you've indeed completed these requests. So that covers us in terms of policies, cookie consent, and data request. One additional thing we can mention is that if you have multiple domains you would like to manage from one account, you can simply add multiple domains to this account, and you can manage as many domains as you would like on one account, and you can see the data subject access request summary here for each domain. So if there's any actions that are required, it will show you if you need to complete an action. Anytime you get a request, you will also get an email notification that you have to come back into the request inbox and service that request. So this was a very basic overview of the Enzuzo data compliance solution for a small and medium-sized business. Again, this solution is available for many different types of small and medium-sized businesses: a website with a product or service for sale, an e-commerce site, a mobile app, a software as a service company, an online marketplace, and an agency. The solution is priced for SMB, meaning it's very affordable compared to, for example, enterprise solutions, which can be very expensive. And if you would like to see more details, how to configure the details of various policies, there will be additional videos on how to do that. For example, configuring a privacy policy or configuring a terms of service. So please see those videos in addition to this one. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy using this product, and let us know what you think.